Okay, hey everybody, I'm here with Michael Morash, one of the founders and owners of Northwest Naturals, and we just did a tour of the facility, which was amazing. We have a few minutes, we can sit down with him. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
No, thank you for letting us come into your world. I did not realize that Northwest Naturals was 5th generation family owned and operated. Can you give us a brief rundown, because I know that's a long history of how it started?
Well, first thing is, I've now been on the job for the family companies for 66 years.
Wow.
And you don't find many people that have that type of work history. I started working sweeping warehouse floors and putting postage stamps on mail with my grandfather.
But Northwest Naturals is actually started out as Morash Meats, right? So you guys supply human meat to grocery stores.
To grocery chains, to restaurants, to leading food service distributors. We take care of an international fast food chain. We supply everything in North America for that international fast food chain. And we've got a very broad history in food processing.
So because of that, your facility has to jump through extra hoops to be a USDA certified human grade facility. You have inspectors on site all the time, right?
Every day, every shift. If we work weekends, holidays, there's another inspector here. And they have their own office in this building, and the PSI building, they also have an office, another set of inspectors, plus their supervisors.
And in comparison to other pet food manufacturing facilities, how often do they have an inspector on site?
They'd be under FDA regulatory control, where we're under both USDA and FDA regulatory control. And FDA might be once every 10 to 15 years that somebody would show up. Invariably, the only time they show up is if there's already a problem or product's gone out into the field.
Right, and as you were telling us earlier, and I thought this was very interesting, the USDA is more proactive in preventing issues from arising, but the FDA is reactive.
Absolutely true. They're reactive. They want to come and talk to you only when a problem has already reached consumers or pets. And there's a problem that's outside of your control now. Whereas USDA, we're here to try and prevent you from having a problem. USDA has it where every label you're going to put on a human grade product, USDA has to approve and inspect before you print it, before you put it on the package. And then they're here every day while you're putting the label on the package to make sure it's correct.
That's amazing. I was blown away by every aspect of your facility. And there's two facilities. You mentioned PSI, and what does that stand for?
Pressure Safe LLC. And
okay.
PSI is simply an acronym because USDA takes and loves to have acronyms for everything. And looking at Pressure Safe, it's because of the initial building was for use of high pressure pasteurization and the pressure related to HPP.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to get into as well. So HPP is kind of a hot topic in the industry.
Correct.
There's a school of thought that it kills off good stuff with the bad stuff, right? But you guys take the extra step to have cold water during that process. First of all, our listeners may not know what HPP means, so...
HPP, high
yes.
pressure pasteurization. It's the use of extreme pressure to take and not kill, but to inactivate potential pathogens.
Okay.
But it has a lot of other uses, such as tenderizing meats, tenderizing steaks. There's a lot of other features that you can get out of high pressure pasteurization.
Let me back up again a little bit, back to some of the history. You mentioned that you supplied food to troops during Desert Storm?
We made the basic product, and then it went to another processor here in Oregon that supplies a lot of military contracts, including NASA contracts, making product for places where you need a high quality product, because you don't get to take and have another food source available for troops in a Desert Storm type war or astronauts in space. Mm-hmm. It has to be right all the time.
That was made right here in the same place as the Northwest Naturals pet food?
Yes.
Okay.
We apply the more stringent USDA rules to everything we do. So we looked into it, we said, look, to make a pet food product, we can use the exact same rules that USDA has because they're more stringent rather than allowing loose rules. Everything is done exactly the same way. A pet food facility does not need somebody to approve the wall coverings, the ceilings, the floors, the slope drains. Pet food doesn't have those regulations, whereas a USDA room, before you start a USDA facility, you have to submit blueprints to the USDA agency, and they have to approve all those coverings, all those materials that are going to be in your room before you can even build.
I mean, our pets are our family, so I feel like their food should have the same, stringent rules as my food.
It would be nice if all plants were run by one agency applying one set of rules, but there's two agencies. My personal opinion is the agencies don't get along with each other. FDA is the bigger agency and primarily responsible for pet food, medicines, different things like that, vitamins, minerals. FDA takes care of all of that. USDA is primarily meat and some dairy products going for human consumption.
One more thing I really am excited about that
Yes.
I just learned today is that you're switching from synthetic vitamin packs, or how would you call it?
To balance out the AVCO requirements on a pet food recipe, we use what's called a premix.
Okay.
It's where the other micronutrients that may not stay complete and balanced by using common raw material ingredients, they would come in the form of proteinated or chelated minerals and vitamins to balance out and meet all of the AVCO requirements. There's some consumers and some of our own sales staff. Could we just go to a infusion of fruits and vegetables to pick up all those micronutrients? So that's what we've worked on, that's what we've studied on. We're working on changing packaging out now, but packaging can be 18 months out.
Right.
So it's a slow change to make all of that
But
happen.
possibly within the next 6 months.
Within the next 6 months, we should have things done so we can take and change over to adding an infusion into all of our recipes using fruits and vegetables.
And I am so excited about that because I am one of the people that believes getting our nutrition from whole foods
Yes.
is the best way to get nutrition. So for us and for the pets.
Yes.
Well, again, it was lovely meeting you and your brother, and thank you for letting us into your life and showing us around. So thank you so much.
I think you can see how proud we are of what we've done over the years.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.